pigeon pose is a really excellent way to release the deep hip rotators in your pelvis. So I'm going to show you how to do this. If you have not yet done a pigeon pose, I really encourage you to try a modification of this pose, which is a figure 4 pose, which you can do lying on your back or you can do in sitting. So to get into this position, you are going to bring your front foot, so your right foot forward, and rotate your knee open so that you have a straight line with your shin. And your left leg is all the way straight behind you. So the place you're going to feel the stretch is in that right hip. So in this position, you're going to keep a nice straight shin. You're going to lift your chest up and you're going to hold it here. Now, if this is difficult for you, you can place a yoga block or you can place a bolster or towel underneath this hip so that you can sink into that pose better. So I'm just going to hold this here and take 5 big, deep breaths. The goal is to really keep this hip rotated open, keep that shin nice and straight across the front of the mat. If you'd like to get a little bit deeper, you can walk your hands forward. That's going to give you a little bit more of a stretch into that hip and the piriformis. Big deep breaths here. You can come down on your elbows if you'd like, and you can even rest your your head on the mat. So big deep breaths. The main thing is don't collapse forward. Don't keep your weight nice and neutral, and keep that shin nice and straight across the mat. You can walk your hands back up, and let's repeat that on the other side. You may find that one side feels tighter or looser than the other. So again, bring that left leg up. Shin is nice and straight. You're sliding that right leg back. Left leg is forward. So again, you can sit up nice and tall, softening into this pose. You can put a bolster or a yoga block under that hip to keep you nice and supported. You don't want to be rounding like this. Always keep that chest nice and upright. And then for a deeper stretch, you can always walk your hands forward. Again, not letting those hips sway towards either side, and eventually come down onto your elbows into a nice, juicy hip stretch. And again, don't let those hips collapse down. You're staying nice and controlled in this pose. Big deep breaths here. This is a great way to release those hips. Those tight external rotators can absolutely contribute to pelvic floor muscle tension and overactivity. So it's important to balance that. You want to release these muscles to really help the pelvic floor relax internally. One more big deep breath. So you can hold that pose if it's comfortable for 5 to 10 breaths. You can do it anytime throughout the day. And again, variations are a figure 4, a piriformis stretch, lying on your back, or in sitting are also great options to release those muscles.